think I've finally exhausted my search for any single federal government department that bothered to study the potential damage of the Liberals' pipeline killer bill. I'll show you the last two access to information responses I've received. Liberals added nearly 400 pages of extra regulations to energy and energy infrastructure companies through their new pipeline repellent Bill C-69. The new rules force the Canadian energy regulator to consider, and I'm quoting here, the intersection of sex and gender and other identity factors when determining the viability of energy infrastructure or mining projects. The new rules are bizarre, and they act as a scarecrow for any new investment in Alberta's oil and gas sector. And so I wondered, if the Liberals are indeed doing this to Alberta without any input from us, have they at least considered the economic fallout from all this craziness? So I asked. First, I asked Natural Resources Canada to provide us copies of economic analysis of the impact of Bill C-69 on Alberta's oil and gas sector since November 4th, 2015. The response back to me was astonishing. It read, "Please be advised that a complete search was made within Natural Resources Canada, and we wish to inform you that our department does not have any information in response to your request." No information whatsoever. In 4 years of the Liberals threatening this new law, then drafting this new law, and then debating the new law, and then passing the new law, not one single document, email, or briefing note exists about the impact of C-69 on Alberta at Natural Resources Canada. But here's where I gave the Liberal government the unearned benefit of the doubt. I thought maybe the information existed elsewhere. Not one to be deterred in a quest for government information, I went from this disappointing response from Natural Resources Canada over to Environment and Climate Change Canada. I asked Catherine McKenna's ministry the exact same question I asked Natural Resources Canada. Please show me the economic impact analysis of a bill that makes pipelines now go through a gendered lens of feelings before regulatory approval. Environment and Climate Change Canada also had absolutely no records to speak of, but they sent me down another rabbit hole. They suggested I check with the Canadian Energy Regulator and the Impact Assessment Agency of Canada for these records. And just this past week, I heard back from both of those federal government agencies, and guess what? They both have absolutely no records regarding any economic analysis done on Bill C-69 with regard to Alberta. What does this mean? It means that the Liberals have passed a bill that, by design, deters investment in pipelines and large-scale energy infrastructure projects without giving a single thought to the economic destruction this law would leave in its wake here in Alberta. The Liberals didn't want to ask the questions because they already know the answers. The destruction Bill C-69 will cause for Alberta is exactly why the Liberals passed it, and they just don't care. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. We file dozens of access to information requests every single month, and then it takes hours to read through all of them. And they're not all winners, but we don't know until we read every single line on every single page. And it can cost us thousands of dollars to file for this information. If you can help cover our costs to file access to information requests, to ask the questions you want answered that nobody else is asking, go to donations.rebelnews.com.